Hi, Charles Bryce here. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, anyway, I'm putting together a gasoline powered compressor slash generator. I have a car alternator with a narrow V belt on it. They call them A belt because of the shape of the belt is in an A. So it's an A belt pulley, a 3.5 inch pulley on the gasoline motor and on the alternator, which has like a 13 or 14 volt output on it for power. But on the other side, you can also belt in a compressor, which I'm going to do. It's a 2 horsepower, 2 cylinder, the smallest 2 cylinder cast iron cylinder compressor that they make, and it's a 2 cylinder, and it's belt driven as well. I have the belt already bought. It fits the pulley, the 3.5 inch pulley on this gas motor, 2 horsepower gas motor. So anyway, I bought these pneumatic parts today. This is a gauge. This is a blow-off valve. If the pressure gets too high, this is a relief valve. And then this is a shut-off switch. So the shut-off switch, I looked at the one in the store that was mounted on a 10-gallon tank and found that the shut-off switch wires are in this one right here. The power cord that you plug into the wall is over here. So on my gasoline motor, it has a switch on the outside, and it's got a wire going to it on both sides. So this switch is going to get, this in here where the switch is going to get put in parallel with the wires on the gas motor. So yeah, and that's how that's going to work. And this is going to be auto, so it's 135 psi is the off, and then the on is at 105, but it's at or below 105 to turn it on. And then once it reaches 135, it turns off. So so it's going to be zero. My tank bleeds off somewhere because it leaks like most do, right? So I will put this in auto, and the switch will already be set to on because the tank bled is going to be low pressure. And so then I pull the cord on the gas motor and it airs it up. I got to make sure all the valving is open from this to the tank and from the gas motor up to this. And so pull the cord on the motor, the switch is going to be on auto. So it's going to air up until it gets to 135, and then it's going to shut off, and then the gas motor is going to go blah, 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 and putter to a stop. Okay, because this is going to shut it off. This is going to be in parallel with it. Even though it's on off on the motor, this is on in parallel, so it should work. These three cost $100. Believe it or not, stuff's expensive. They are Porter cable, but it's $100. So this is a relief valve. You see the port on the side that the air blows out, and this is a gauge, and this is the 135 psi shut off. So anyway, going to put it together right now. This is a gauge. It's a 1/4 inch port up to 250. It's red all the way up there. At 125 it turns red, and then goes all the way up to 250 psi. So that's a 1/4 inch. See yeah, let me I'll pull the plastic. Yeah, there you go. See, there it is. See? Yep, okay. Anyway, there's the Yeah, stuff's expensive these days. I can't believe some things cost like they do. That was a gauge. This is a. I also noticed that the compressor, the two-cylinder compressor that I bought is generic to it and any other pneumatic compressor. See it's got a little gap on both sides. It's it's sprung loaded like this. I don't want to do that too much because it'll weaken it. And this is set to 150 psi. I see it written on the side, and then it blows out this. So if it gets up to 150, it'll blow out these two vents right here. But it should never reach it because the switch is at 135. So anyway, there's that. There's this. And then for the actual, this is the actual shutoff valve that will be used with it. It came with 3 plugs, so these are for closing up ports that are not going to be used. There's 4 ports, yes, but this is to where the tank is or where the pipe is that you're measuring. And then these are output ports. These 3 on the side, this one, and this one. These are all where the air comes out. One of them is going to be used for the blow-off valve. So let me figure out where I want it. Controls have been set at the factory. Yeah, the pressure controls are set at the factory. Okay, there's the button for off. It's sprung loaded back to auto. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's... Oh, okay, that comes off. Oh, look, now we get to look at it. I don't know why that came off. Anyway, in the small one is the where the trip switch is. This little port here, this comes off the main air pressure. This is where the switch is. There's a little this is the feedback port for the air switch. A gas tank, a 10-gallon tank in store had a small steel line that went into this, and then yeah, it's got click, 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 click. This is sprung. You stick a steel pipe into that, and then there's a little pin that comes out of the top of it. So that means this is already set at the factory. But this is where you put the feedback line to the right pressure for the on-off. The electric switch. Anyway, I got to figure out which one of these is for the okay, you push that down. There's a, well, that's for the knob. There's a knob on this. Yep, and when you rotate that, that's sprung back and forth. This thing rotates, and I think as you turn it, it then pushes it down to clear the oh, there it is. See, there's a contact in the middle here. That'll see that disconnect. The contact in here, right in here. When you turn it to off, that opens the contacts and turns it off. So I can do that, and that will allow the gas motor to shut off. Yeah, I think that gets separated from this little pin in here, which will also push it apart. Yeah, I gotta figure out which one I'll have to read the instructions to see what they are. But anyway, this is the ports. Put this back on and temporarily put this screw back in with my thumb so I don't lose it. There we go, that'll keep it on there. Okay, so now we're going to put in the blow-off valve. Looks like it would be like... Okay, let's just set that aside. Yeah, if it's sitting like this, that's okay. I don't see... Oh, I see. Being on this is what the mount is, so the piping, the piece that comes up for this to mount to, is going to have to be pretty sturdy. Yeah, this fits on here. Okay, so that's going to fit. Let me go get a wrench that will, that I can tighten that into. Hang on. Okay, so I got a wrench. Now for the, I always do, one of the things that I've gotten into a habit for is put liquid tape on the threads of all my pneumatics. Boy, this is nasty stuff. You don't want to get it on the carpet and it really stinks. Nevertheless, this is what I use on my threads. I got tired of having thread tape that would leak on me. And I don't put it on the bottom. I put it on the, just over the threads, never on the bottom. Like as under that, just like thread tape.